Gay Pride Month is almost over, but arguably the biggest events are still ahead of us. We've got, of course, the big Pride March in Manhattan today, and coming up on Wednesday is National HIV Testing Day. Joining us now to talk more about that is Sharen Duke from the Alliance for Positive Change. Thanks for being here, Sharen. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
As we get ready for the march, kind of what does today mean to you and to the work that your organization does?
Well, for us and for me personally, Gay Pride is all about honoring diversity and battling stigma and really taking pride in who we are and living in a city that celebrates the diversity of our community. And I think, you know, LGBTQ rights are so important. And what's really remarkable about the march today is that it's also going to be going past the St. Vincent's Memorial to people who have died from AIDS. And I think the AIDS movement really emerged from the LGBT community. And so to bring those two issues together, I think is really important.
We think back to the crisis in the 80s and 90s. Important. Remember, this affected every segment of the city's population, to be sure. Things are better today. What is the state of HIV and AIDS in our city now?
Well, New York City is in a remarkable place in that we are joining forces, political politicians, government agencies, community organizations, hospitals, activists, and consumers to end AIDS by 2020. There is a blueprint in New York State supported by the governor. And I think what's really remarkable for us is that we've been able to take the lessons learned on the front lines of the HIV epidemic. And so we've got a three-pronged approach, which is to reduce new infections, to increase access to prevention medications, and for those who are living with HIV, to increase access to treatment and care, to be able to have people living with the virus achieve what's called viral load suppression, to make the virus in their system be undetectable.
Talk about National HIV Testing Day. That's coming up on Wednesday, correct?
Yes, it is.
What should people be looking for, and where should they be going if they're interested in taking part?
Well, New York City HIV organizations across the 5 boroughs are joining together with the New York City Health Department to provide free and confidential HIV testing. At Alliance for Positive Change, we're doing HIV testing at all of our 5 sites in Harlem and Washington Heights and the East Village and the Lower East Side. But we are also partnering with Mount Sinai Hospital and New York Presbyterian Hospital to increase access to HIV testing, and we're doing testing at Walgreens and Duane Reade's across the city. So folks can contact, they can go into pharmacies,
locations
they can go into
yeah.
locations across the city.
You know, dealing with a diagnosis or seeking treatment or advice can be kind of a daunting thing. You have this Alliance program that helps take that sort of information, education into the community. You've just passed the milestone for this, haven't you? We
have. At Alliance, we help people who are living with HIV and other chronic conditions. Once they achieve stability in their own lives, then we provide them with training, and they can become what we call peer educators, which are really community health workers bringing information about the importance of knowing your status, getting HIV tested, and connecting to medical care. And the peer themselves has a shared lived experience from the communities who are at risk. And so they are amazing messengers, and really each of them have courageous, remarkable stories, and they're an inspiration for me in doing this work.
And you have to assume the timing of that kind of works out. Here at Pride, people coming together and helping out.
Defiantly different. Anything goes. And I think, again, in New York, you know, we are really, I think, at the forefront of fighting the AIDS epidemic and at the forefront of LGBTQ rights, because we have brought together both the politicians, the medical providers, community groups, activists, and consumers. And I think that that's really the way to go.
Sharen Duke from the Alliance for Positive Change, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Enjoy the day. We appreciate it. And for more information, just head to alliance.nyc.